start writing the question. Yes. Yep, that's fine. So that's a great question. So if you find that I go a bit fast for you, and you'd rather just watch, and then run up the notes later when I put them on screen, that's fine. Okay, just do whatever works for you. Okay, let's say, um, oh, okay. Since you all like Easter eggs so much, let's make a story about Easter eggs. So Maddie, let's say Maddie has 200 Easter eggs. I believe you. I never doubted you for a second. All right, so let's say Maddie has 200 Easter eggs, and she's going to share them. She shared them. Share them with her friend. Let's go with Lexi. In the ratio. So, is Maddie going to be generous here? Who's going to get more Easter eggs? All right. Okay. So I'm just making this up. You've probably seen problems like this before. So for every 7 Easter eggs that Lexi gets, Maddie's going to get 3 Easter eggs. Okay? All right. So the question is, how many Easter eggs does each person get?
Wait, how do you actually write on that dog like all over?
What do you mean? Well, I'm watching.
No, but what's on the thing?
What do you mean?
He sees the lines on the.
Yeah.
He can see the lines. Oh.
Yeah. So I have to watch the screen so that I'm not overthinking lines. If I didn't have these lines, it would be really messy. Okay. All right. So have you solved a question like this in your life?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll throw it open to you then. What suggestions do you have, Tara?
Would you add the 7 and 3 together? So that's 10 and then divide 200 by 10? No? Then how would you figure out who gets how many? I don't know.
Okay. You don't need to write the blue thing down. In maths, okay, so this is going to be relevant for you because I suspect a lot of you want me to give you a recipe. How do I do this question? The questions that I'm asked most often as a maths teacher are the following. Number 1, how do I do this question? And number 2, is this right? Those are probably the questions you've asked your maths teachers in the past. Regarding is this correct, well, to be honest, I actually care more about how you get your answer and the actual number you give me at the end. And as far as how do I do this question, I'm sorry to say this, there's usually more than one way to do a question. And what I've found in the past is when I give people more than one way of solving a question, they don't like it. They just want one way because that makes life easier, right? But I want to promote understanding and concepts. So Tara has actually had a good idea here. She said, take 3 plus 7 to make 10, and then take 200 divided by 10. Now that's going to give me 20. I claim that this is useful, but provided that we do the right thing with it. What should we do next, Tara, do you think?
I used that method for question 1C.
Mm-hmm. On the assignment?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what I did was 3 times 20, but it was
Yeah. So we're starting off with this ratio, right? 3 to 7. And remember what we said last time. If I have a ratio and I multiply both numbers in the ratio by the same number, I get a ratio that's equivalent. Now, Tara has found the number 20. So what happens if I multiply both numbers in this ratio by 20? Look what happens. I'll get 60 and I'll get 140. And what do those two numbers add up to? These two. No? Yeah. No, sorry, it's just some gesture from the back. Okay, so you know what? I quite like this. I'm going to show you how I do it, but it's going to look more complicated. So you can decide which way you want to do it. Okay? If you wrote this on the test, that's fine with me. So let's say I want Maddie's allocation on the left and Lexi's on the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Maddie gets 3 parts out of a total of 3 plus 7 parts. And then I'm going to multiply that by 200. That's 3/10 times 200, which equals 60. And then Lexi, she gets 7 parts out of a total of 3 plus 7 parts, out of a total of 200 Easter eggs, which is 7 over 10 times 200, which is 140. So notice what I've done here. I've taken these two numbers in the ratio and put them in their respective position for each person. So, do you prefer the one on the right? I think it's simpler. So this is going to work for any numbers. I'll solve this. But for my sense is that for some of you, fractions are not your friend. Fractions are somewhat mysterious. You don't quite know what's going on. So if you don't like fractions, you can do this. All right, you okay with that?
Just writing it down.
Yep. On the assignment, as Tara has mentioned, question 1C asks you to do something exactly like this. Okay, just the ratio is different and the number of up and goes is different to 200. Who's still writing? Yep, just how much time do you need, Ben? A minute.
Less than a minute.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Oh my days.
Just get down the important parts. How you guys finding year 11 overall? How do you... Horrible.
I'm dropping your left subject.
So, I suspect the jump from year 10 to year 11 is the largest jump you will experience at school. I mean, year 11 to 12, there's a jump too, but for the first time, you've got homework in all your subjects, probably, and it's like hours every week. So yeah, I think what you're feeling is normal. And I guess some of you are probably wishing that you'd done a bit more work at the start because it piles up, right, as the term goes on. So yeah, now you know. You'll have school holidays soon, and you'll hopefully get a fresh start in term 2. All right, you done now? Okay. All right, so Maddie, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you give us some information about how much you pay for the Easter eggs? So, like if you buy a pack, how many are in the pack, and how much does the pack cost? Just a rough guess will do.
I'm gonna say there are. I'm gonna go 30. Let's go 35.
35 eggs?
Isn't it like $13?
So 35 eggs, and how much does it cost?
$7.
And costs $7. Okay, so you're heading So your first heading from before was dividing quantities in ratios. Using ratios, I should say. Sorry. Dividing quantities using ratios. And your second heading is the unitary method. Now, to be honest, before I taught general maths, I'd never heard of this method, because you'll see in a moment that you can probably do this question without needing to know it's called the unitary method. So the question is, how much does one egg cost? That's it. So I think in English you learn about the meaning of certain syllable prefixes and suffixes. When you see the word uni, not in the sense of university, like unicycle. What does uni mean in that context? One. So, see how I'm asking for the price of one egg? That's all this is. So if I know that I pay this much for a collection of things, the question is how much do I pay for one of those things? 5 cents. Can you talk us through your thought process, Bruce? How did you get 5? Okay, don't write this yet. All right, so Bruce has said 35 eggs divided by $7. Now, if I take 35 divided by 7, I'm going to get 5 eggs per dollar. Notice that dollar is on the denominator. Is this what I've asked for in the question?
No.
Okay, this is a really good start. What can we do to get dollars per egg instead? We've got to flip it the other way around. So Bruce actually took us a step in the right direction. We just need to flip the fraction upside down. Then we're good. Okay? So instead of 35 eggs over $7, we're going to do $7 divided by 35 eggs. So this is the total price, and this is the number of items. Now, if you do that, you'll get $0.2 or 20 cents. Okay, so just think about it, right? If I pay $5 per egg, I'm not going to get $7 for 35 eggs. I'm going to get $175. Right? But if I pay 20 cents per egg, it seems more reasonable than if I buy 35 of those, I'll get $7. Okay, so there are 2 more things that you are asked to do with this. So I'll just add these as examples. How much would 100 eggs cost? So often it's presented starting with just this information here. You know that 35 eggs cost $7. How much would I pay for 100 eggs? And notice that 35 doesn't go into 100. So you can't just work it out super easily. Yeah, because now that we know the price for one egg, it's a lot easier to do this second calculation now. So if you don't know the price of a specific number, you can always work out the price of one. And that's all the unitary method is. Figuring out the price of one thing. And once you know the price of one, you can find the price of any number by multiplying the price of one by that number. So in this case, it's going to be 100 times 0.2. Actually don't know. Ask your English teacher that. All right, can I just check with the class? Is this part okay? I know that 1 egg is 20 cents, 100 eggs is this multiplied through 1 is 3 egg, yeah? Okay. I mean, if it's not okay, please let me know.
This is divided possible.
Yep.
Code has
Okay, let's say a rival supermarket, not that there is one in town, but let's imagine that there was, sells, let's say they sell 50 eggs for, I'm going to pick a number that's, let's say, $8.80. Would you buy from there instead or not? Okay, so now we're trying to get the best deal. We're trying to use our financial intuition here. I suspect you know how to do this question, but let's just make this explicit. What should we do to answer this question? I know that I can buy different numbers for different amount. I like it. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we taking $8.80 divided by 50? What are we? Find the price of one, and then you can compare. Because the problem right now is I've got a different number of eggs. 35 from one and 50 from the other. But if I can find the price of one, then I can compare them more easily. So, if you do this, I think it is 17.6. Well, let's check that. Yep, so 17.6 cents. Okay, 17.6 cents per egg, so which one's the better value? Yep. So this is better value. All right. That's it for chapter 1. So I'm going to upload this to Teams now so you can access it on your laptops. Please use this time to finish the work program and to finish assignment 2. And of course, and just give me a few minutes to set up, and then I will assist you.